Hello, good evening, my beloved students. Welcome again to our hybrid lecture about good, bad, and well or badly, or adjectives and adverbs. Okay, before having the practice, we will start or we will begin by discussing about kinds of adjectives. There are some kinds of adjectives in English. Okay, for example, point A, demonstrative, such as this, that, this, and those. Point B, distributive. For example, each, every, either, and neither. Point C, quantitative, such as some, any, no, little or few, many, much, 1, and 20. Point D, interrogative, such as which, what, and whose. Point E, possessive. For example, my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. And the last one, point F, of quality. For example, clever, dry, fat, golden, good, heavy, and square. Okay, the second one is about participles used as adjectives. In English, both present participles, or it is usually mentioned or stated as ing verb, and past participles ed can be used as adjectives. Care must be taken not to confuse them. The present participle adjectives, for example, amusing, boring, tiring, etc., are active and mean having this effect. Once again, the present participle adjectives such as amusing, boring, tiring, etc., are active and mean having this effect. Meanwhile, past participle adjectives, for example, amuse, horrified, tired, etc., are passive and mean affected in this way. Okay, as you can see, the sentence below. The play was boring. Here, the effect is the audience was bored. The play was boring. Once again, the effect is the audience was bored. And then the second one, an infuriated woman. Something had made her furious. Okay, I usually find out the case study about boring and bore in our daily life. Okay, maybe some people in general who have a noun about the term and the practice between which one is present participles ing and past participle ed say I am boring. It is okay incorrect form. The correct form is I am bored, not I am boring. I am bored because, or maybe the movie is boring, not I am boring. So I hope when you find out or when you choose between which one is correct for using boring and bore, once again, boring is a kind of present participles and it means, okay, having the effect. While bore is past participle. It means affected in this way. Okay, please remember between boring and bore. I am bored because the movie is boring. I am bored because the lesson is boring. Okay, next we will talk about the agreement. Okay, in using adjectives, there are some agreements. For example, adjectives in English have the same form for singular and plural, masculine and feminine nouns. As you can see below, a good boy, good boys. A good girl, good girls. So when you change the noun from the singular noun into the plural ones, there is no the change of the form of the adjective itself. Okay. The only exception are the demonstrative adjectives this and that, which change to this and those before the plural nouns. Okay, as you can see below, this cat becomes these cats. That man becomes those men. Okay, you can see the demonstrative adjective this must be changed into this when it is followed with the plural nouns. For example, this cat becomes these cats. And that man becomes those men when that followed by the plural noun that must be changed with those and the plural noun itself. You are not allowed to use the same pattern or the same form. That man. No. When that followed by the plural noun, it must be changed into those. those men. This cat, these cats. When this followed by or followed with the plural noun. Do you get the point? Okay, next. Okay, here we have the position of adjectives, attributive, and predicative use. Okay. Please pay attention with this distinction because it is very important in understanding the pattern of adjective itself. Okay. Adjectives come before their nouns are called as attributive adjective. For example, this book, which boy, and my dog. This, which, and my are known as the attributive adjective. As the attributive adjective. Next, we have the adjectives of quality. However, can come either before their nouns or after a verb such as be, become, and seem. For example, a rich man. Tom became rich. Okay, you have to pay attention with the adjective. Okay, adjective of quality have two positions, can come either before their nouns or after a verb such as be, become, and seem. A rich man before their noun, or Tom became rich after a verb became. And then we have appear, feel, get, grow means become. Keep, look means appear. Make, smell, sound, taste, and turn. For example, Tom felt cool. Adjectives in this position are called as predicative adjective. Spatial position of adjective here is called as predicative adjectives. Verbs used in this way are called linked verbs or copulas. Okay, please remember this different function of verb. The adjective after this linked verb is called as predicative adjective. For example, Tom felt cool. Meanwhile, the verb used here is called as linked verb or copula. Do you have another example? Maybe Febri or Ika? So, I think you often or usually hear the statement like this. The idea sounds interesting. Okay. Sounds is linked verb. Interesting is predicative adjective. So from now on, please understand this form and the use of predicative adjective and linked verb. Okay? Do you get it? Next. Okay. The last one, we have the note on linked verbs. A problem with linked verbs above is that when they are not used as link verbs, they can be modified by adverbs in the usual way. This confuses the students who often tries to use adverbs instead of adjectives after link verbs. For example, he looked calm means he had a calm expression. It is or it belongs to adjective. Meanwhile, he looked calmly at the angry crowd. Look here is a deliberate action. So you have to distinguish between which one is link verb with the adjective or predicative adjective and adverb itself. The second one belongs to the adverb, not the composition of predicative adjective and link verb. He looked calmly. Okay, he looked calmly at the angry crowd. Look here is a deliberate action. Look here is not a kind of predicative adjective, but it is a deliberate action. Like I said before, a problem with link verbs above is that when they are not used as link verbs, they can be modified by adverbs in the usual way. Okay. Link verbs here has two roles. The first one as the link verb itself, and the second one, it can be modified by adverbs in the usual way. So from these examples, you can analyze the distinction between both of them. Do you get it? Okay, to check your understanding as usual. Okay, before we have okay. The comparison, the irregular comparison, kinds of adverb, and the formation of adverb and irregular comparison, okay, will be studied next time, or maybe can be studied at home by the student alone. Okay, and now for the time being, to check your understanding about the topic being discussed, I'd like to give you, okay, some situation with some questions and practices. Okay, as usual, the first chance will be given to Adrianus Bude. Adrianus, can you hear my voice? Now is your turn.
Yes.
Please read.
Yes, I am here. So I will read in the first good, bad versus well and badly.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Mr. and oh my God, Mrs.
And Mrs. Butler.
Mr. and Mrs. That's right, Mrs.
Butler.
Mr. and Mrs. Butler both have cars. Mr. Butler has an oh my God, it's a little bit
As an accident.
Has an accident almost every other month. Mrs. Butler never has accident.
Okay, that's right. And then number one, please make the
how often does this one number one. How often does Mr. Butler have accidents? Has an accident Mrs. Butler has an accident almost every other month.
Okay. He has an accident almost
He had,
every other month.
yes.
Yes, that's correct. Number 2.
Number 2, ask the same question about Mrs. Butler.
Okay, please arrange the question that is the same with the first one. Sorry, with the first question.
Ask the same, Mr. Butler.
How? Hello, Andrian.
How? Yes, sir. How Mrs. How
How
Mrs.
often?
Butler?
How
How
often?
How often Mrs. Butler? How does?
How
How
often does
How often does Mrs. Butler have accidents?
she
She has an accident almost every other month.
Mrs.
Mrs. Butler has an accident almost every other month.
Mrs. What about Mrs. Butler? She please check. Please check.
She both have.
Please check the situation. She
Butler has an accident.
She never has
Accident.
So please pay attention to the information of
Yes.
the situation. Well, number 3.
What sort of driver is Mr. Butler?
What sort of driver is Mr. Butler? He is, according to the situation, what sort of driver is Mr. Butler? Hello, Andrian. What is the answer?
What sort?
He is bad or good driver?
He is a badly driver.
He is bad or good driver?
Oh, never other amount. Almost
Mr.
never.
Butler?
He is the good. He is the good.
Mr. Butler?
Mr. Butler has an.
He is a good or bad driver? If he has accident.
She is
He
bad. He is a butler.
He is
A butler.
He is a bad driver.
A bad driver.
Not
A bad
badly.
driver.
He is a bad driver.
Oh my God.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4, how does he drive?
How does he drive? He drives.
He drives
He drives well or badly?
he drives badly.
Yes, that's right.
He drives
He
badly.
drives badly. Because he
he has an accident
he has an accident
almost every other month.
Okay, and then number 5.
Number 5, ask the 2 last question about Mr. Butler.
Mrs.
Ask the 2 last question about Mrs. Butler.
Previously, you have mention the two questions about Mr. Butler. And now, please arrange the same questions and the different answers related to Mrs. Butler. Okay, maybe the others want to help. Okay, please, you.
Two questions about Mrs. Butler. The first, maybe I will ask about what sort of driver is Mrs. Butler, and the answer is Mrs. Butler.
C.
Oh, sorry. She is a good driver.
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
And then last question: how does he drive? Oh, sorry, how does she drive? She drives.
She drives.
Oh, she drives well.
Okay, well done. So here, please pay attention with the position or the pattern of adjective and adverb. Okay, good driver is the adjective. Meanwhile, drive well is adverb. Bad driver is adjective. Drive badly is adverb. So please be focused with both of them so that in the future you won't be confused about practicing these two kinds of English words, especially adjective and adverb. Okay, let's continue our discussion to the illustrative situation. Okay, I will choose the offline student, Hatika. Okay, Hatika, now it's your turn. Carla Moras. Sang.
Sang the opera one. The audience but then they what and so it is able to
Yes, that's right. But please pay attention your mistake in pronouncing clap, not clap back, clap back. Yeah. Okay. They clap and clap at the end. Okay, not clap back, clap back. Yeah. Okay, it sounds like the song. Clap back, clap back, clap back. Yeah. Munaro bantu clap back, clap back, clap back. Okay, it sounds like that. And then please make the answer for the question. Number one.
Ask what Carla did last night.
And answer.
Sang the opera house last night.
Okay, please make a question first and then follow with the answer. What did please repeat after me. What did Carla do last night?
What did Carla do?
So the answer is
last night Carla
she
sang the overall.
Yes, that's right. Okay, for the rest, from number 2 until point 3, number 4, okay, become your assignment. Okay, because the time is over, nearly over. Okay, as usual, at the end of the lecture, I'll send the link of the attendance. So please study about this one again at home to find out the differences between which one is adjective and which one is adverb. And also the recording of the lecture can be found or can be viewed again on my YouTube channel. So please open my YouTube channel to read and study it again to improve your understanding about the topic being discussed.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, please check our chat column. The first one is for the regular students, while the second one is for the executive ones. Okay. Well, I think that's all for today. I hope what I've presented or learned today will give you the new insight or the new perspective about differentiating between the practical method of using adjective and adverb in our daily life by applying them in a situation of our daily life. Well, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for your participation and what we call it, your great enthusiasm in joining this lecture. See you next week. Have a nice day and goodbye.